What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today we are looking at the PGL Major Stockholm 2021 Challenger Stage. So finally there's going to be another major. This one's for the Challenger Stage of the tournament. That's starting in about a week. These are all of the teams that are going to be participating in this stage. Let's go to the event page here. So it's a group stage, one group, in which every match is best of one until you have either 2 wins or 2 losses under your belt, and then it becomes best of 3. And basically it goes in a Swiss format, so you're gonna play against teams that are 1-0 if you're 1-0, for example. Yeah, pretty simple in that term. So let's take a look at the teams. There's some obvious favorites and some obvious underdogs. These are underdogs. Basically, I'd say Under Spirit has to be defined as clear underdog. Above Spirit and until, I have to say, I would consider, I guess Mouse isn't doing that hot either. I'll just go team by team. This is a big enough event. I want to really do well in these, if I can. Because I'm very hyped for the major, to be honest. Heroic. I guess prices aren't very high for this one. Makes sense. Refresh definitely deserves a shout. Last 3 months rating 1.17 for 200 grand. He's been doing very well over the last 3 months. I don't know how Stoun's stats are lately. Decent. I'm gonna guess Tess is also pretty good. Yeah, I don't think there's big differences in rating and the last 3 months rating between the other heroic members in Refresh. I think FaZe are gonna do very well at this event. I honestly think that they're gonna possibly do super well. Someone like Rain, I am definitely looking at as a viable option. He's really been performing a lot better lately. At like events, Aimfall 1.3 rating is completely insane. Also, he has great entry rounds, good headshot percentage. There's a lot to like. 195 grand, of course. Other than him, Twists, I'm gonna assume good stats for fall. Yeah, Europe, yep. Obviously one of the most consistent players on FaZe. Brokey, really consistent as well. One of the carrying forces, I would say, for FaZe, and really looking forward to seeing how well he does as well. Not sure if I would pick him myself for this price. Olaf and Carrigan, cheap options who probably get a bit of a land buff. This isn't like played in front of a stage, so they don't get the biggest land buff, but maybe a small one still. Astralis should be the #1 land buff team, and the players are very inexpensive. Like Lucky deserves a shout in my eyes. Like he puts up decent stats usually, but of course, like looking at Ironfall, I wouldn't maybe say that he's one of the best options. Magisk, Dupree, like all of these guys are probably gonna do a bit higher. I would assume that they do a bit better than their price indicates. Ends are an option 100%. Diha, great stats recently. Spinks, really good stats recently. A while back, I remember it was still kind of a question of who's gonna be like the carrying force in this Ends lineup, but I think Spinks is really becoming that star player that Ends need to do well. And then they have some great individuals around him as well, like Hades is very good, although Honestly, looking at the last 5 events, I would not pick him. He just doesn't put up great stats. I know that stats aren't everything when it comes to like team performance. He might be doing a very good job game, but when it comes to fantasy, of course, you're only looking at stats. VP deserve definitely a shout. Sanji 167 grand is great. Buster for 187 is honestly surprisingly low price. 187 is super low. James is of course always an option, right? Puts up great stats. One of the better ops, but 280 grand is a bit high for this event, I think. Because of like low prices, I am mostly considering going 5 decent guys, 5 guys who do good stats and then could have good performances. Yakindar is also an option. Wow, he's kind of at a resurgence in form here. Last Premier's fall down in IM fall. This makes sense, right? To pick Yakindar maybe, because he was having a bit of a slump, right? This was really not what we expect of Yakindar. But it might be VP's time to shine this time around, and Yakindar is a worthy pick for those stats, 100%. So then some of these teams are less reliable. I think biggest, like the last one, I would probably say make it through, but I'm not sure if they're a 3-0 team. Like I think all of these teams could be 3-0 teams. I would probably not say Big is a 3-0 team or any of these others either, honestly. Like I think maybe Mouse has a pretty good chance of being a 3-0 team. Because Rops is amazing, Frozen is great, BMOS can get some stats done. If I'm going with my like gut feeling, I'm probably picking Yakindar. Just guess his entry round percentage, headshot percentage, and like the recent 2 events, super good stats. EPR playing against Big though. That is something I have to consider, I guess, as well, is who your players are picking. So maybe seems like Heroic are better off. Your pick'ems. Maybe Ends. Like Spinks, I'd like to pick Spinks. Possibly. Honestly, he doesn't, like, for star player, role-wise, it's almost, he's too consistent almost, where his headshot percentage is great, but not like elite tier. His multi-kill rounds is good, but not like amazing again. And he doesn't have great CT or T rating, he's just got 1.16 across the board. Kind of interesting, where usually you can have like great headshot percentage or a great CT rating or high multi-kill percentage, but that's pretty interesting. I haven't really noted that before. My gut is telling me to go phase, like Rain especially. I feel like I want to go Rain. He's phase playing Spirit. Spirit have been kind of bad lately, haven't they? Like, of course they could turn up, because we know that they are a high caliber team, like in terms of some of the players they have, but they didn't make it through IM Winter by losing to K23. IM False CIS, like decent, but not like they had to play tiebreakers to even make it through because of Entropic beating them. Of course, they did actually beat these teams quite handily. Yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling about FaZe for this stage of the tournament at least. Just have Rain for now. Then I mean, there's a case to be made for all of these other players. That's some stats, but that's only 2 maps. Okay. Better. What about Carrigan? Did we see a Carrigan in IM Fall? Kind of a Carrigan. And map sample size as well. He's worth a shout. Depends on who else I'm gonna picking. Refresh, I think, probably makes it as well, just based on his recent performances. If I end up going heroic, what would be the last team I go for? Damn, Astralis players are so inexpensive. Who's been like their carrying guy? Not really for IM Fall. Magisk. Zip. How did Zip do at IM Fall? Yeah, pretty much what you would expect, and I mean maybe even a bit higher performance. What about Ents? So Ents play Godsend first round. If you go Ents, I really want to go Dija Spinks almost, like the most, one of the more expensive players. Do we get carry? You get Olof Meister. Even have like such a high amount of. Damn, you can make some really good teams. I feel 179. But I do. I don't want to. I do want to go 2-2-1. I really do want to go 2-2-1 in this. If I go VP and just bust. 212 still. Olaf Meister. Game Yakindar makes a ton of sense. Even this leaves so much the bank still. Rain. What are the VP options? Like Kiekert. I'll have Kiekert's because I feel like Kiekert been doing pretty well. Only this event went super well. Like worth a shout, right? This is really close to that. Like this is a great just pick good players lineup. Of Cadians, that's been. He was really good at Blast Premier, but not that great at IM. I don't think it's worth it. Pick Cadian. I do like these 3 guys. Come on, yeah, VPs. Buster on top of this. We could even go Twists Buster, right? Damn, I feel like the prices seem to work out super well in this event, where the prices line up very well where you can get players you want. This is not a bad looking team. Just missing an AWP. We have entry, headshot. Okay. Headshot twists for sure. PGL Buster. Yakindar as entry. And Rain as something else. I don't know. Not that awesome when it comes to roles though. With no AWP. Kind of these 3 guys, like we have Yakindar and Rain as great entry players, but all these 3 have high headshot percentage. It would have to be Twists probably with the headshots. Maybe CT rating Twists and Yakindar on headshots, and then refresh on something else. doesn't work out that well. Refresh is kind of awkward because he's I don't really know which role I would put him on. Maybe CT rating makes the most sense. I feel like I should maybe look more at the initial matchups, and that would favor teams like Heroic and ENCE. I guess best case scenario, they get 3 games. They only play 3 games, and really matters how you do in this opening match. It's against the weaker team. And with Carrigan, ran off. Damn. Thinking this because of AWP. I feel like I'm just gonna go Rain from phase and then double Heroic, double Hens. If I had to pick right now, 180 doesn't quite make it on either of these. Can I even do that? No, I literally cannot go Rain, Spink. It can't be Spinks then. Damn, this is so... I don't know if I want to go Cadian though. Do I want to go Hades though? I really don't think I want to go Hades either. Maybe you do go Brokey. Refresh. Spinks. You can't go Spinks. Go Rain Brokey. If you go Arrogant, Cadian leaves a bit too much in the bank, I guess. 206 is not enough for Dicha. Leaves way too much. I feel more comfortable picking Carrigan over Olaf. I feel like Carrigan has higher potential even. This is so difficult. Maybe you do go this. Damn. I'm trying to look at the matchups and I'm like feeling out who the best picks are here. Astralis are also a decent one, but CPH are... I would rate them higher than a lot of the other lower rate teams. What are the most picked players, by the way, just out of interest? Refresh, Clay, Frain. They're good players. All of these are players I've kind of considered. I don't think I'm going Astralis. Phase and Heroic make. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. 106. It's not enough for. I was thinking of that as well. Now Kerrigan, Sticha, Cadian. Just don't want to go with Hades. That's kind of like, that's like where the biggest problem comes with me. Look at his recent ratings. Just not his stats just haven't been that great over the last few months. Or am I looking too much at the events? Winter post qualify. Oh, was this just like added? I don't know. Maybe Hades is still fine as a pick. Hades. Can I get anyone with Kerrigan? Oh, can't. 1 grand off. Oh, it's so awkward. Out of interest, is there someone cheaper than Kerrigan? No. It also feels like I should go for Yakindar. I mean, if I wanted to go for like highest potential players or something, I would just not go double, like 2 and 2. I feel like Ents has to be a good. Am I just being biased here with Ents being who I want to pick? I might have a bit of. I don't think it's even biased. I think they've been good enough lately, and then Godsent is also not that high of a tier. Iha makes sense. Is Spinks like. Should I go Spinks if I want to go for Ents? Not necessarily. It's not necessary, maybe. What about Doto's stats lately? Yeah, I expected this. Like he does his role very well, but how bad is this team? So we have main op, headshots, IGL, I guess, DT rating, or maybe even swapped, and then support. Do we have faith in the Olof land buff? I'm not sure if I do. The issue here. This was like 1 grand off with Spinks, right? Yeah. Damn it, I'd rather go with that. I don't want to go Sanji, I don't think. Nor do I want to go for basically any of these players. Why is PGL Silver and Taco? Why is the price so different? Or not different? Okay. There's so many options. That's really the problem here. There's way too many options. Makes it hard. I just don't have faith in Doto getting good stats. I really don't. I have more faith in all of these guys. I had Hades, Olaf. The Olaf pick is the one that makes my... I'm really not sure if Olaf makes sense. That's a map. Yeah, maybe we just go with this. I'm having a hard time thinking of something better. I feel like I maybe should give Hades a shot, even though his stats haven't been that great. Yeah, let's go with this. Main op Hades. ET rating. Probably. Multi-fragger. Wait, what? That's such a high... That's not that high of a multi-kill round percentage. Interesting. Probably in headshots here, right? Yeah. Support or IGL? Wait, maybe go support? No. We go support here. Yeah. IGL here. Support. And then C or not. Holy frag. Yeah, it's worth. Pretty good rolls, honestly. Rolls wise went better than I expected. Around that there's not something here. Yeah. Yeah, what really sways my decision towards heroic ends is mostly the opening matchups, where I think both teams are gonna have a great chance of getting a high amount of stats. But okay, against Tai Lu. So basically, I don't think I've ever really explained this, but either way, if I have at least some of the new viewers will understand how I pick my boosters. Some boosters are better for close matches, and some boosters are better for matches where I expect the team will just run over the opposition. So, for example, clutch. I would, even though clutch percentage here is the highest with Dicha, I wouldn't pick clutch against Godsend for Dicha, because there's gonna be less rounds where Dicha's gonna be in a clutch position. So I'm gonna save clutch, for example, or choke for that matter, for later. This choke usually happens more frequently when the game is close. And like top of scorecard or 30 bomb instead, it's better in these games. For example, I'm probably gonna go 30 bomb on Hades. Also, sometimes you need to think about the synergy between your boosters. So 30 bomb, for example, is not good with top of scorecard on, because they can't both be doing that well. I'm gonna save the top of scorecard for a different time. I believe this is all on the map as well, right? Yeah. So yeah, take a look at this. What else could we use? So Olaf versus Spirit, like Olaf is gonna be, I guess, doing a couple of different things here. Okay, KSD also pretty good in these matches. Just kind of taking a look around. Ace, we can go heroic. Ace. Best case scenario, all of them play 3 games, so we get to 15 boosters. In that case, the boosters I'm not using are probably Rambo, and then what would be the best second? Actually, Ace, one of the ones I might not want to use. Actually, Ace is one of the ones I might not want to use, so we actually don't use Ace. We only use Ace and Knife if one of these teams doesn't go 3-0. Flash can be used against in any scenario. Avenger is a bit better against like better opposition as well as bait. Ace we don't want to use. Top of scorecard. Hades has definitely the highest rating. But I think we might want to go refresh top of scorecard in this case. How good is 30 bomb on others? A lot worse. Okay, so we're gonna go top of scorecard refresh here. Just because I don't think there's gonna be a better chance for one of the other ones to have that. Best pistol round is one that we can use here. Iha best pistol round makes sense. Best headshot's gonna be Iha or maybe Olaf, depending a bit. Like, what are the 3 boosters I want to use on Olaf? Probably assist, right? Oh, Diha has great assist percentage. Okay, at least Saver. It's gonna be on Olaf, probably. ASD could be Olaf. Bottom scorecard is probably Olaf eventually, but not against this. We can go for this, I guess. Go for this now. Yeah, we probably go for this now. Shush. Yeah, this is the problem with some of these heroic players. Like, all of them are decent at everything. That becomes a problem in the sense that they're just not like the greatest for boosters. Choke eventually on Shush be the case. Headshots. I go headshots now. Grenade doesn't make any sense. No. Trying to kind of look at what I want to put on him eventually even. Choke. Headshots. Something. I guess Avenger, probably. But then it's like this now, Avenger next round. Okay, I think that's it for now. interesting team, like super interesting fantasy in general, because it's very unpredictable how this will all work out, because there's a lot of best of ones, and because there's like a lot of teams that could make it through 3-0 and get a lot of players that could get great stats, and a lot of the prices were low enough where you can get great options. But I think I got a pretty good team here with players from teams that should get a bit better stats in Ends and Heroic versus Godsend and Tyloo. And then Olaf hopefully gets a good land buff. Okay, either way, thank you guys for watching. Of course, there's gonna be a Vardu league in the below. And yeah, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and I will see you in the next one.